Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I am pleased to share with you the Echoes of the Savannah tour today that I will be hosting in January 2027. As you probably know, I fell in love with Africa. If you know anybody who's been to Africa on a safari, it's a place that's very hard to describe. And I think it's because of the people, the peacefulness, the landscapes, the culture. It's something that gets in you. It's a feeling, and it's just hard to describe. But if you talk to anyone who's been, everybody says the same thing, and so I hope that you will have that same experience. So follow along. I will go through the tour that I'll be hosting in January, and let me know if you have any questions. So we put this together with a local company that we're working with in Tanzania. So we're working directly with them. They know the countries, they know the areas, the roads, and everything. So this is the best way to really experience a country is through the locals. So we are going to be traveling from January 12th to the 23rd. The tour is going to start in Nairobi and end in Arusha, Tanzania. So here's a little bit of a map here. So flying to Nairobi into the international airport and then be transferred to the hotel. And then when we leave Nairobi, we're going to leave from the city airport, fly down to the Masai Mara, spend a few nights there, then go fly into the Eastern Serengeti, where we'll spend some time, and then we'll drive into the Ngorongoro crater, and then again into Arusha at the end of the trip. So once you arrive into Nairobi, considered the Green City, there'll be a friendly face there meeting you and welcoming you, helping you with your luggage, and then taking you to the hotel. The hotel we're using is the Serena Hotel, and it's in a really nice setting. It's got a pool. The rooms are very comfortable. It has restaurants and just a really nice place to relax and just shed off that jet lag of the long flight. So I think you'll really enjoy it and we'll be very comfortable there. The first full day of the tour, we're going to start with a visit to Sheldrick Elephant Orphanage. So Sheldrick has a huge presence in this area, and they rescue elephants. And so this is a really neat opportunity where you get to witness the keepers with the elephants. They're kind of at this young age, like they're like toddlers, and they're very playful. They can get pretty close to you, and you just watch them eating and being silly, playing in the puddles, and just kind of goofing around. And then from there, we're going to visit the Giraffe Center, where they have some elevated platforms where you can feed the giraffes and just get up really close and personal with them as well, see those long eyelashes, get to know about the different types of giraffes that are in Africa, and just experience the wildlife up close. From there, we're going to have lunch at the beautiful Karen Blixen Coffee Garden, and that's after the Out of Africa movie. It's on her, like, set in her property there. So beautiful, relaxing lunch there in the garden, and then that evening we'll have a dinner, and otherwise it's time to relax in the afternoon. So there's a few pictures of those elephants being silly, feeding the giraffes there, and then just the property at Karen Blixen. The following day, we're going to have a very special, exclusive experience where we get out to an area in Maasai village, and we get to actually, talk with the people, hear from the elders, visit their homes, see how they cook, see, the beadwork that they make, and ask questions and really get an in-depth experience. And this is going to be very, very cultural, personal experience that we'll have. And there's only a few groups that get to come to to visit this village. It's very, very authentic, and it's truly going to be a very, very memorable day. So that's out of Nairobi as well. We'll be doing that. And then the following day is when we actually are going to be leaving Nairobi to head into the Masai Mara. We'll get our first experience with game drives and these wide open spaces with the wildlife. So we're going to leave from, like I said, the city airport. It's a small airport, and there's only a few planes that leave from there at a time, but it's very comfortable. They have a nice lounge area. You can sit, and um, the check-in is very, very easy. And we'll probably be in this 12 passenger plane similar to this one on the left. And so then as we leave, Nairobi, and we head into the Masai Mara, you can often see right from the windows, you can see spot wildlife there, and you land on a dirt runway kind of in the middle of the bush, and there are our accommodations there at the Eliwana Sand River. Their trucks will be waiting for us there to greet us. So here's a little message from one of my friends over at Sand River.
Hello everyone, my name is Gerald Cheruyot, aka JC. I'm happy to welcome Julie's guests next year to Masai Mara, and happy to host you at Sand River Camp Masai Mara Eliwana Collection. Thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Gerald Cheruyot.
It's so awesome. Joel sent me a video just the other day of a whole bunch of elephants crossing this river right there. It's quite spectacular. You never know what you're going to see. This is an amazing place. It almost feels like you're in a movie set, but all the accommodations are private. They're backed onto the river there, and you can hear baboons and all sorts of animals across the river there. The showers are outside. They have beautiful bathtubs, very, very spacious. You can see this is the inside. The rooms are beautiful, and you can see this will be the majority of the accommodations we'll be staying at are these ones where they're like a luxury tent. So they're canvas walls, so you can hear the animals all around you, especially at night when you're lying in bed. It is just, I don't know, it's incredible. You just feel like you are in the middle of nature and hear everything that's going on. And then in the morning, when you wake up, when we go on the game drives, it's usually dark because we leave before sunrise. There's a little walkie-talkie in there, so you call there's warrior guards out there, and they come and they'll come to the door of your tent and escort you to where we get on the jeeps to start the safari, just because you never know, there can be lions, elephants, all sorts of animal, baboons right outside the door. So it's just an amazing experience. That's the only safety issue, is that there's wildlife. So but you just call them on the walkie-talkie, they come get you and bring you, and then you'll start your morning safari. And so what happens is, usually on a typical day like that, we wake up, grab a coffee, they have coffee for you, and then we'll head out on safari for a few hours. We stop for breakfast, and then come back in the early afternoon, come to the hotel. We have lunch, which is all provided, and then have a couple hours to relax, maybe go to the pool, get a massage, that kind of thing. And then we'll go out again on safari in the afternoon and get to experience the sunset, have a sundowner, and then we come back to the lodge and have like a little bit later dinner. And then usually by then people are tired because you've been up early and you're out in the fresh air and that. So that's what a typical day would be like on a safari day. So yeah, just you're really relaxed when you're in the jeeps. They have sunscreen, binoculars, bug spray, books on the different animals, and the guide will just be telling us all about all the things that we're seeing, whether it's the animals, the birds, the trees, the flowers. There's so much to see, and it's really fun in the morning as you go out. It's dark, and as the sun's rising, and then like right there is an elephant or a giraffe. It's right in front of you, or a bunch of gazelle. It's neat to witness that, and beautiful sunrises, because you have this wide open space, and so it's just spectacular. You feel like you're in the middle of nowhere, and I think that's where that peacefulness comes from. But and the sunsets are equally as stunning, the colors of the skies. So then from there, we're going to be, like I was saying, we're going to go cross over into Tanzania. So what happens here is we have to cross the border, is we fly to the border, the Kenya-Tanzania border, and then you get on a bus you go through customs to the other side and then get on another plane and then we'll fly to the lodge. So it's really seamless, like easy breezy. They've got it all. It's very, very smooth. Got it all under control there. And so we'll do that and then we'll be into Tanzania. And so from here, then we're going to be at our next lodge, which is again really beautiful. I'll show you some pictures here. Again, like the setting, you just, it's green. It's like you have those luxury tents again, like sort of like little villas, and yeah, just wide open spaces, but very luxurious, very, very comfortable, huge beds. This one has a private pool on the patio. So just nice for your downtime, just to really, really relax. Just truly, truly very relaxing. Even an infinity pool over the Serengeti there. Here's just a few pictures of some things you'll see: leopards, cheetahs, of course, lions, and you'll learn all about them. Then what we're going to do is have a hot air balloon ride, and this is an amazing way to also see the Serengeti. You go when it's dark, get into the hot air balloon, and as the sun is rising, you see all the animals, and you're floating. Sometimes you're high, but usually you're just floating right above the ground, and you just feel like lost in this moment. It's truly a spectacular feeling, and just seeing all the animals. We saw a giraffe, a baby giraffe, probably a week old, and you see elephants, and you see lions with their cubs walking along the path. I really need to see it from above. So then from there, we're going to head to the Ngorongoro area. And so this is where we'll switch over to these enclosed Jeeps. And we'll be driving a little bit more here, but there's like towns, there's, wildlife, like there's safari along the way. There's lots to see, actually. So we'll be in these enclosed vehicles, as it can get dusty, but they're very comfortable. I'll show you a little video of what the inside looks like. There's stadium seating you'll see in there. There's a cooler which has all sorts of drinks and snacks and anything that you would want. But blankets and binoculars. Very, very, very comfortable way to travel. And then the roof pops up, you'll see, like that. So you can, the windows open all the way. You can stand up and take pictures. We'll be stopping along the way. So it's very, very comfortable way to travel. You're not really, your view is not obstructed. It's very, very pleasurable, you'll find. And then in the Ngorongoro area, so this is the where we're going to stay at the Wilderness Crater's Edge, which is so nice. I can't wait to stay here. It's beautiful, and it's just on the edge of the crater. It is there's actually, it's a crater and a caldera. So we'll go in there. There's tons of wildlife, open spaces. You have to, in the crater, you do have to be in that enclosed vehicle. So we will be in the enclosed vehicle there, where in the other lodges, we're going to have the open air vehicles. So here, we'll see rhinos, we'll see wildebeest, all sorts of animals. We'll stop for a really nice lunch the day we go into the crater. And it's a little busier, so just be prepared for that. There's more vehicles in there, but it's a beautiful national park. But this is where we'll be staying, and it's just so beautiful. Inside even has like a fireplace and clawfoot tub. So you're definitely in luxury, even though you're out in the bush. So crater will have incredible views. You'll see zebras, you'll see flamingos, so all sorts of birds and wildlife there. You'll really love it. And then so at the end, then after our stay here, we're going to be driving into Arusha. So Arusha is kind of like a the city resort town where most of the safaris either start or end, and the airport is Kilimanjaro Airport, which has the international flights. So yeah, we'll stop along the way on that drive because that's about 4 hours, and then either from there we'll have day rooms booked at the Arusha Coffee Lodge if your flight is not till the evening, which they often are out of Kilimanjaro, or if you're heading out into, say, an extension to Zanzibar or anywhere else, can take you right to the airport there in Arusha. But here's a few pictures. It is the people that really make make East Africa what it is, and so genuine, so polite, so kind. The people you just really feel at home. So they're happy to share with you their traditions, their dancing, their what their way of life is like. And they often, the workers there, they come from these villages, so you're really around it, exposed to it the whole time. So it's all part of the whole experience. Here's just some pictures from last time. We often eat together at these big tables. The food is amazing. And we have, drinks at sunset. Everything's included. I don't think I mentioned that, but like all your, meals, snacks, alcohol, coffee, tea, non-alcoholic drinks, it's all included. And they even have like laundry included. So you'll maybe put your stuff give it a little bag in your room, put your stuff in there, and it's back by that afternoon or evening. So you don't have to bring too much. Things do get dusty, but so it's nice to have that option of having the laundry. But they'll also, you don't have to bring the shampoo, conditioner, cream, sunscreen, bug spray. Everything is all there in your room. And then we just wanted to make it as inclusive as possible. So besides, unless you're wanting massage, or spa treatments or souvenirs, there isn't much extra to pay out of pocket. So we just want it to be easy. You can just relax and enjoy and not have to worry about paying out of pocket for anything. So the pricing here is $13,999 US per person, and that's based on double occupancy. We do have single occupancy pricing as well. And this is for all the land arrangements. So the only thing additional is your, which I'll go through, but is your international flights, gratuities, and visas, which I'll help you with. So deposit is 25% due time of booking, non-refundable, and then final payment is due for this tour by the end of September. So again, just some things that I mentioned, but yeah, all accommodations, transportations included, insurance for like evacuation, all the park fees are included too. So really just one inclusive price there. What's not included, as I mentioned, are so international flights. I'll go through that as well, but I find from Western Canada, Alberta, especially, there's a great direct flight to Amsterdam, and then Amsterdam to Nairobi, and same thing on the way back, Kilimanjaro, Amsterdam, Edmonton, or Calgary, or Vancouver. The travel insurance, so your out-of-country medical and trip cancellation is additional, and I can price that out for you based on the length of stay and your age. Visas for Kenya and Tanzania, they're just $50, I believe, per person, and I can do those for you. Gratuities are additional. Those will be in cash. I will give you the exact amount to budget for, and then that way you can just set that money aside and give it to the guides at the end of the stays or the end of the trip. And the camp staff as well is just a set per day amount that they recommend. And that's about it. Vaccinations are another thing. You can see your healthcare provider, travel pharmacist, and they can make recommendations on what you need based on what you've had in the past and what's currently in the area. Flight connections, as I said, there are a few different ways to go. I did go through Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, when I traveled there, which worked great through Toronto, but also so that's Star Alliance if you prefer. Otherwise, KLM through Amsterdam. In that area, especially in January, amazing to end with a beach stay in Zanzibar. Just stunning white sand beaches, great snorkeling. There's a town of kind of has like a Middle Eastern feel to it, Arabic kind of feel in Zanzibar. But there's a town, Stone Town, which has you can do a tour there, but like I say, you could do snorkeling, jet skiing, just swimming, just relaxing. Beautiful, beautiful resorts. So the one that we were looking at for you, but there's others, is Gold Zanzibar. It's absolutely gorgeous. And so that for 4 nights is about 3,900 per person based on double, or 44 for single. And then that includes your transfers, a flight from Arusha to Zanzibar, and all your transfers. And then from Zanzibar, you can fly direct up to usually Amsterdam or to Paris, or Addis Ababa, Nairobi, or home. But at that time of year, because Zanzibar is popular with Europeans, there are some direct flights into Europe. There's also an option to do if you're in the area, you're in the area, is to do to visit Rwanda and visit the mountain gorillas, and that's a very unique experience. That very exclusive. It's expensive for sure, but it is kind of a once in a lifetime thing where you get a permit and you go out trekking and you get to spend time with the mountain gorillas. The flights work out really well, actually easier to do before our trip with the connections, but can be done after as well. So something to consider. There's a Marriott hotel in Kigali that you'd stay at and then do the little briefing from before going out into Virunga National Park. And this is Virunga Lodge, which we recommend. It's very luxurious, but very African feeling, just beautiful. Few other things to know. There's, and I'll give those details to you closer to, but your passport needs to be good 6 months beyond your return. Make sure it has 2 blank pages in it. For the flights, the luggage is limited to 15 kilos and needs to be a soft-sided luggage. There's safes in all the rooms, so you don't have to worry about that. It's not too hot, it's really, really comfortable. It does get warm in the day, like when the sun's on you, but it's cooler at night, cooler after sunset, so you need to bring like a warmish jacket for the mornings and the evenings, but very comfortable, and it's dry heat rather than the humid heat. And for the US dollars, they do need to be in newer, crisp bills. That's for those gratuities, which I'll send you a recommendation on. And then, so booking information, all we need is your passport and then that 25% deposit. And then let me know if you have any allergies, or, they're very good about that. Even if you're celiac, very good at accommodating allergies. So that's about it from me. I will leave you with a video from on that special day to the Maasai village. And if it doesn't play, I will add it to the details in the description, so you can click it on yourself. But thank you so much for listening. I would love for you to join us. I just would love for you to experience Africa. I feel like everyone needs to in their life, and I just envy anyone who hasn't been and gets to experience it for the first time, because there's nothing like that first time on safari. So take care, everyone. Again, thank you so much for joining. I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.